Hello dear students and welcome back to the last session. We are learning the lesson alcohol, phenols and ethers. Well, before we start with, here are some important points that I want to discuss with you all. That is regarding chemistry, the reactions we have seen so far. I hope you all have made a separate notebook and are utilizing the time you all are getting. Well, talking about chemistry, please see that you note down all the named reaction because they are important as per your examination thing is concerned. Today I will be talking about the reactions of phenol. In the yesterday's lecture, we have seen about the halogenation of phenols, nitration, sulfonation and Reimer-Tiemann reaction. Today we will be starting with the Kolbe's reaction, and as I said before we start with Kolbe's reaction, I'll be talking both in English as well as Marathi for your convenience. Hope you find it useful. So let's get started. The first reaction we are going to discuss today is the Kolbe reaction. Now what is this reaction? The treatment of sodium phenoxide with carbon dioxide at 398 Kelvin under pressure of 6 atmosphere followed by acid hydrolysis will give you salicylic acid. This reaction is known as Kolbe's reaction. Now here you can see that you have a sodium phenoxide molecule. This sodium phenoxide, how it is formed, we have seen in the Reimer-Tiemann reaction that phenol, when it is treated with chloroform and NaOH, you get the formation of sodium phenoxide. This sodium phenoxide, on treating with carbon dioxide at 398 Kelvin at 6 atmosphere, you will get the formation of sodium salicylate, which on further hydrolysis will give you salicylic acid as the product. And this reaction is known as Kolbe's reaction. म्हणजेच काय, तर सोडियम फिनॉक्साइडचं फॉर्मेशन आपण रायमर-टायमन रिॲक्शन मध्ये पाहिलं होतं. सो सोडियम फिनॉक्साइडला तुम्ही कार्बन डायऑक्साइड बरोबर ट्रीट करा, तुम्हाला भेटेल सोडियम सॅलिसिलेट. या रिॲक्शन मध्ये हा जो CO2 आहे तो ह्या पोझिशनला लागतोय अँड देन फर्दर हायड्रॉलिसिस केल्यानंतर NaCl बाहेर पडून यू विल गेट सॅलिसिलिक acid as the product, and this reaction is known as Kolbe's reaction. Reimer-Tiemann reaction and Kolbe's reaction दोन्ही पण बोर्डाच्या परीक्षेच्या दृष्टीने महत्त्वाच्या आहेत. ओके, नेक्स्ट रिॲक्शन इज ऑक्सिडेशन ऑफ फिनॉल्स. आता ऑक्सिडेशन ऑफ फिनॉल्स हे कसं होतं, तर फिनॉल्स ऑन ऑक्सिडेशन विथ क्रोमिक अनहाइड्राइड और सोडियम डायक्रोमेट in the presence of H2SO4 will give you benzoquinone. Now this benzoquinone which is formed is pinkish in color. So phenol, when it is oxidized in the presence of H2SO4, will give you para-benzoquinone as the product. Phenol oxidizes slowly, giving a dark colored mixture in presence of air. So phenol, if it is exposed to air, you will get the formation of benzoquinone. This is the oxidation of phenols. फिनॉलला जास्त वेळ एअरच्या कॉन्टॅक्ट मध्ये आल्यानंतर जो प्रोडक्ट भेटतो तो आहे benzoquinone in the presence of H2SO4, Na2Cr2O7 or CrO3. This is what is known as oxidation of phenols. Then the next reaction is reaction with zinc dust. Here you will get the formation of benzene as the product. Zinc जो इथे वापरलेला आहे, it is used as a reducing agent. And what is happening in this reaction is phenol is treated with zinc, where zinc acts as a reducing agent, and you will get benzene as the product with the liberation of ZnO. So this reaction is used for the preparation of benzene, as phenols forms benzene in the presence of zinc dust at a higher temperature. That is what is phenol is reduced to benzene on heating with zinc dust. म्हणजे काय, फिनॉल हा झिंक डस्टच्या प्रेझेन्समध्ये रिड्यूस होतो आणि तुम्हाला फिनॉल हा प्रोडक्ट, बेन्झीन हा प्रोडक्ट भेटत आहे विथ द लिबरेशन ऑफ ZnO. Now the next reaction of phenol is the catalytic hydrogenation of phenols. Here the catalyst used can be nickel or any of the metal. In the presence of catalyst, hydrogenation takes place. What is happening is, you can see the structure on your screen, that is phenol, the bonds of phenols are being broken and you will get the formation of cyclohexanol. That is what is happening in this reaction is catalytic hydrogenation is taking place of phenols. The double bonds are broken in the presence of the catalyst like nickel at 443 Kelvin. Let's see the reaction. Phenols on catalytic hydrogenation give cyclohexanol. This is the structure of cyclohexanol where the double bonds are broken and hydrogenation takes place. In this reaction, a mixture of vapors of phenols and hydrogen is passed over nickel catalyst at 433 Kelvin and you will get cyclohexanol as the product. So this is what is known as the catalytic hydrogenation of phenol. So far the reaction we have discussed about the 8 different reactions of phenols. All the reactions, especially the named reactions, are important for your examination point of view. Please see that you go on practicing the named reaction. पुन्हा पुन्हा त्या रिॲक्शन्स नोटबुकमध्ये लिहा. स्पेशली ज्या नावाच्या रिॲक्शन आहेत त्या आवर्जून जशा टेक्स्टबुकमध्ये दिलेल्या आहेत तशा पुन्हा पुन्हा ड्रॉ करा. इट वुड बी हेल्पफुल फॉर यू. नाव वी मूव ऑन टू द लास्ट पार्ट, दॅट इज the chemical properties of ethers. Now what are the different properties, chemical properties ethers show? We all know the general formula for ether, right? That is ROR, where R can be same or it can be different. Okay, so we know ethers are simple as well as mixed ethers. We have also seen the physical properties and methods of preparation of ethers. Now today in this video, now we'll be discussing about the chemical properties of ether. In this we'll be specifying about the laboratory test for ethers, as we have seen in the case of alcohols and phenols. Same way we'll be talking about ethers. What kind of test does ethers give? Then we are going to discuss about the reactions involving alkyl groups of ethers. Here you will see the formation of peroxide. Then the reaction involving breaking of CO bond. In that we'll be dealing with 3 different reactions. The last thing we'll be discussing in today's video would be electrophilic substitution in aromatic ethers, and one of the important reaction in this would be Friedel-Crafts reaction, which we have already learned in class 11. We'll be discussing it in short. So let's start with the chemical properties of ethers. Now the first point in this case is the laboratory test for ethers. Now ethers, they are basically inert. That is, they don't take part in reaction easily. They are neutral compounds in aqueous medium. म्हणजे इथर जे असतात ते न्यूट्रल असतात त्यांच्या aqueous medium मध्ये, आणि ते बेसिस बरोबर कोल्ड डायल्यूट ऍसिड बरोबर पण लवकर रिॲक्ट करत नाही. इथर्स दे डू नॉट रिॲक्ट विथ बेसिस, cold dilute acids, reducing agents, oxidizing agents and active metals. However, ethers, they do dissolve in cold concentrated H2SO4, and here the formation of oxonium ion takes place, or you can also call it as oxonium salt. And this oxonium salt, this reaction is a very important reaction which distinguishes ethers from hydrocarbons. So this test, that is the reaction of ether with H2SO4 gives you the formation of oxonium. ही जी टेस्ट आहे ती डिस्टिंग्विश करायला मदत करते between hydrocarbons and ethers. Now what is this test? Ethers, here you can have a symmetrical ether or unsymmetrical ether. Ethers, on treating with H2SO4, what is happening is this hydrogen goes and attaches on the oxygen, and you will get the formation of oxonium ion over here with the liberation of HSO4. So this test would distinguish between hydrocarbons and ethers, because there is no such oxonium ion formed in hydrocarbons. Okay, so due to the bond breaking over here, you will get the formation of oxonium salts. So what we have learned over here, ethers, they are basically neutral. They don't react easily with many of the reagents, but they do react in cold concentrated H2SO4. Okay. The next test we are going to discuss is reactions involving alkyl groups of ether. Now how peroxide forms over here? Here ether combines with atmospheric oxygen to form peroxide. Ether is combining in this reaction with atmosphere oxygen to give you a peroxide. Now what is this peroxide? Peroxide is a hazardous compound because it decomposes volatilely at high temperature. All the ethers which has been exposed to atmosphere contains phenoxide. This is very undesirable reaction, my dear students. Here what is happening is diethyl ether, when it is exposed to air or when it comes in contact with oxygen, long contact with air, there is a formation of peroxide. What happens over here is the oxygen molecule goes and gets attached in between the hydrogen, and you will get peroxide of diethyl ether. So in this way, diethyl ether or any kind of ether, ज्यावेळेस ether जास्त वेळ जर ऑक्सिजनच्या कॉन्टॅक्ट मध्ये आलं तर peroxide molecule form करतो, which is a hazardous compound, and they decompose volatilely at higher temperature. So this is how peroxide formation takes place, wherein the oxygen molecules get attached over the carbon, and you will get peroxide of diethyl ether. Now the reaction involving the CO bonds. Now what are the reactions? There are three important reactions that are mentioned in your textbook. The first one is the hydrolysis reaction. What is happening over here? That is reaction with hot dilute sulfuric acid. Ethers, when they are heated with dilute sulfuric acid, undergoes hydrolysis to give alcohols and phenols. Now if you look at the structure which is you can see on your screen, the first structure is of simple ether, or we can also call it as symmetrical ether, because both the R groups are same over here. So when symmetrical ethers are hydrolyzed, you will get alkyl group which has both the R groups same in case of symmetrical ethers. But if you take unsymmetrical ether and you treat it with on hydrolysis, will give you mixture of two different kinds of alcohols. Okay, so alcohols containing two different alkyl groups you'll get. If in the case you are using a aromatic compound and then aromatic ether, and when you are hydrolyzing it, you will get an aromatic alcohol, that is a phenol, and another kind of alcohol. So what is happening in this reaction is, first by symmetrical ethers you are getting same kind of alcohol. Unsymmetrical ethers are there, you will get two different alcohols, and if you have a aromatic ring, then you will get one phenol and another alcohol. So this is hydrolysis reaction which takes place in the presence of dilute sulfuric acid. The next reaction is reaction with PCl5. This reaction is also there in the 10th chapter of your textbook. You will be learning this reaction in detail over there, but then this is also included over here. So in short, we will be discussing about about PCl5. Ethers, they react with PCl5 to give alkyl chloride. So you have ether, and when you treat it with PCl5, you heat the mixture, you will get alkyl chloride, 2-alkyl chloride with the liberation of POCl3. 2 chlorine molecules get attached over here, one with this alkyl group and another one over this R group. So you will get 2 alkyl chlorides with the liberation of POCl3. Okay, so out of the 5 chlorine molecule, 2 are utilized, so 3 molecules are given out. This was the reaction with PCl5. The next reaction we will be talking about is reaction with hot concentrated acids. Alkyl ethers, they react with hot concentrated hydrogen iodide or hydrogen bromide to give an alcohol and a alkyl halide. The order of reactivity in this reaction is hydrogen iodide हा hydrogen bromide पेक्षा जास्त reactive है, whereas HCl is less reactive than hydrogen bromide. So these were the reactions involving the breaking of CO bond. The first one was with dilute sulfuric acid, second one was with PCl5, and the last one was with hot concentrated acids. Okay, now the next reactions are electrophilic substitution in aromatic ethers. Now what is electrophilic substitution? The alkoxy group in aromatic ether is a ring activating at ortho and para directing groups towards electrophilic aromatic substitution. This is evidence from the resonating structure. So here, looking at the resonating structure, what you can observe over here is the alkoxy groups in aromatic ethers. The alkoxy groups which you can see in the aromatic ether is a ring activating group. And where does this takes place? At the ortho and at the para position. At the ortho position and at the para position. So you will get a double bond over here. Once the electron is shifted at this position, you will get a negative charge. So these are ortho para directing groups. The plus R effect of the OR group results in increased electron density at the para and the ortho position. So due to plus R effect of the OR, there is increase in electron density. But at which position? At para and ortho position, which you can very well see from the second, third and fourth structure. So these are ortho and para directing positions. Now, so you will get number of products at ortho and para positions. The first reaction in this case is halogenation reaction. Now what is halogenation reaction? Anisole undergoes bromination with bromine in acetic acid even in the absence of ferric bromide as the catalyst. So anisole, this is the structure of anisole, it would undergo bromination in the presence of acetic acid even in the absence of ferric bromide as the catalyst. Here in this reaction, the catalyst which is used is acetic acid. It is due to the activation of benzene ring by the methoxy group. And what product would you get in this reaction is when anisole in the presence of Br2, that is on bromination in acetic acid, you will get two products. One would be para-bromoanisole, that is Br would be attaching at the para position, and other would be ortho-bromoanisole. Since two hydrogen atoms are replaced by bromine groups, so you will get 2HBr would be given out. So this is halogenation reaction. Next one is an important reaction, that is Friedel-Crafts reaction. Now Friedel-Crafts reaction you have also learned in class 11. You have Friedel-Crafts alkylation as well as Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. So what is this reaction? Anisole reacts with alkyl halide and acyl chloride in the presence of anhydrous AlCl3. This anhydrous AlCl3 is a Lewis acid over here and used as a catalyst. So what is happening in alkylation in Friedel-Crafts reaction? The CH3 group will go and attach one at the ortho position and another at the para position, and so you will get 4-methoxytoluene as the major product and 2-methoxytoluene as the minor product. This is the example of Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. CH3Cl is treated with anisole in the presence of anhydrous AlCl3 and you get two products. One is the major one, that is 4-methoxytoluene and 2-methoxytoluene. Now Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction. What is Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction? That is, anisole is now being treated in the presence of acetyl chloride, CH3COCl. This is your acetyl group. When it is treated with anhydrous AlCl3, you will get this COCH3 would attach once at the ortho position and once at the para position. So 4-methoxyacetophenone will be the major product and 2-methoxyacetophenone will be the minor product with the liberation of 2 HCl molecules. So this is what is Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction, which is carried out in the presence of acetyl chloride. So Friedel-Crafts two reactions are there, alkylation and acylation. Alkylation कशाच्या presence मध्ये होतं? Alkyl groups, and acetylation in the presence of acetyl chloride, where you get ortho and para products. Okay, the last reaction for this chapter is nitration reaction. Now you all know what is a nitrating mixture. Concentrated HNO3 is your nitrating mixture. Anisole reacts with concentrated nitric acid in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid. This is your nitrating mixture to again which will be giving you orthonitroanisole and para-nitroanisole. This HNO3 can also be written as HONO2 for convenience. So what is happening over here is this NO2 group which we have over here, that is from the nitrating mixture, one will go and attach at the ortho position, another at the para position with the liberation of H2O. So here we are done with our lesson. Hope you all solve the questions which are given behind the textbook. Do practice the named reactions and also the questions especially about the structures, and if you do have any doubt, please get your queries in the respective groups so that we can help you. Hope you understood it. Thank you.